Hey everyone, my name is Lisa. If you're new to our channel, we welcome you, and if you're coming back, we welcome you back. This may be my last summer garden tour of the season. It is looking bleak out here, but I'm going to salvage what I can. I know I'm going to have to pull some things. Let me know in the comments where you are gardening and how your garden is doing. I know my mom is gardening in the Midwest and her garden is kind of just getting started with some things. And then here in the South, we're getting kind of to the end of certain seasons and getting ready to put in a fall garden. So let me know how your garden is doing and where you are. This bed is completely done. I got a lot of great tomatoes off of here, especially the Fantastico cherry tomatoes. Those were amazing. And I got some burpy big boy tomatoes, but this bed, I'm gonna pull this whole thing. So like this tomato plant right here is definitely done. So I'm just gonna pull it. But this one right next to it, it's the same variety, but I've still got a lot of green and a lot of flowers on it. So this one I'm just going to trim. This tomato plant right here is done as well. So I'm going to pull this one. That one's still got a little baby tomato on it. This one I think is done as well. But there's a few back there that I'm gonna save. So right as I'm about to pull everything out, I really had a change of heart. We had a lot of rain yesterday, and it is just amazing what nature can do to rejuvenate itself. And I'm really feeling like I can still salvage a lot of this. There's still a lot of food that can come out of this garden. So I am going to just do a major pruning, get rid of anything that is dead or dying, anything touching the ground. And I'm going to salvage what I can and just keep it going, because I still have a lot of tomato flowers. I still have a lot of little baby tomatoes. I still have a lot of green in my garden. So I am not ready to throw in the towel just yet. I've still got some cucumbers on this trellis and they're looking okay. So I'm gonna leave those. They're not too big. I'm gonna check back on them in a couple days. I trimmed off all of the really bad leaves on my cucumber plant and it looks much, much better. I am loving putting these garden fresh cucumbers on my food boards. So delicious. I still have a ton of flowers and little tomatoes on these Roma plants. I've got 2 Roma plants. I've already made 2 batches of delicious fresh tomato sauce. So I am going to prune this plant and I'm just going to see if I can get it to keep producing tomatoes for another couple weeks for me. So I'm just looking for any leaves like this that are obviously damaged. I just have my kitchen scissors here and I'm just cutting them off. There's another one. I've got some Romas that are ready to pull. I'm gonna make another batch of that delicious fresh tomato sauce that I've been making. Beautiful jar of homemade tomato sauce from fresh tomatoes that we just harvested from the garden this morning. You can use this as pizza sauce, you can use it as pasta sauce. I'm gonna pull any of these that are even blushing at all right now because of just the extreme heat and bugs out here right now. Got a few little eggplant that are hanging on here. I've still got some eggplant flowers too. This plant just looks so amazing and so healthy. So I've never grown eggplant before, but I think that I can still get some more out of this year. It looks like another one's coming right here. So I am definitely gonna leave this one be. I dipped my eggplant in a little bit of egg and almond flour, and then I air fried it, and I used some of that delicious homemade tomato sauce and some cottage cheese and made these yummy little stacks. These little yellow grape tomatoes back here have definitely been the plant in my garden that has been like the most out of control, just growing all over the place. And it cracks me up because my mom is in Wisconsin and she's having this same issue with something called a Rapunzel plant. And she was messaging me about it and she was like, this Rapunzel plant is growing so tall. And I was like, Mom, what was your first clue that the Rapunzel plant would be growing tall? It's literally named after the fairy tale and the tall tower. So anyway, it's super funny. And so here is a little video of my mom's out of control Rapunzel plant.
So it starts here and then it just kept growing. Pretty big.
She said the tomatoes are really good though, and they're really cute little tomatoes. And that just cracks me up. I think it's so funny. I love that my mom is growing a garden. She hasn't grown a garden for a really long time, and she said that I really inspired her to grow a garden. So I'm really happy that she's doing it, and I'm happy that she is getting a crazy amount of fruit from her garden. I did a lot of pruning in this bed. I still need to do a little bit more, but it's just getting so hot out here. I'm gonna have to wait till this evening, but I'm definitely feeling better about how the garden is looking now. We've got one Carolina Gold hanging on here. So I have been thinking this whole time that I had an orange variety and a yellow variety, but they are actually just different shades of the Carolina Gold tomato. So they are either yellow or this beautiful orange sunset color. The Carolina Gold tomatoes made the tomato pie that I made in a recent video look just so beautiful and vibrant, and it just adds such a gorgeous pop of color to whatever you're making. So when you're pruning tomatoes, you want to definitely get anything that looks damaged like this, and you want to cut that off, and you also want to cut off anything that is touching the ground. So not too shabby of a little harvest at all. I've got my beautiful Roma tomatoes and I've got some eggplant, and I was seriously ready to scrap my garden. I was so frustrated with the bugs and the heat. And so I hope that this encourages you if you are ready to throw in the towel on your garden. It just might have a little bit of life left in it. So maybe you want to give it just one more chance. Maybe it just needs a little haircut. Maybe it needs a little pruning, a little bit of love. You can get more food out of it this season. So let me know what food you're pulling out of your garden right now, and what are you cooking with it? What are you making? I'd love to know. What does your family absolutely love out of the garden? What is your favorite farm to table dish?